to the creation of MBCI, families wished to have a school with government accreditation and a Christian character.
There were 27 families very concerned about the education of their children.
They envisioned a place that taught a model, a Christian worldview that supported their faith and heritage.
Created a statutes. Students shall be educated in mind and spirit and in the precepts of our fathers. German, the history of our people, as well as religious teachings be taught and valued. Give you a complete picture of what they expected this school to be.
Each member was asked to raise $100 as a personal donations or a collection. The fund created MBCI in 1945.
There were 44 students that arrived in September, split between the two grades, 10 and 11. I was a student in 1945 when the school began.
The school started off as 2 classrooms rented from MBCI, which later became Concord College. More additions happened in the following year.
The subjects were the Manitoba government curriculum, which we adhere to. The school added, I should say, German, they added Bible, and they also added music.
In 1947, a 40 by 40 foot structure was built, adding 4 more classrooms and 2 labs on the lower level.
Subjects included reading, spelling, grammar, and literature in German. There was also religious studies such as Bible studies, beliefs learning, and Mennonite history in German.
In addition, girls had to wear uniforms back then.
There was a lot of pressure put onto the society and the board. The school needed some physical activity for the kids.
In the 1950s, MBCI considered building a completely new campus in North Kildonan.
But they finally realized this would be so costly that they went ahead and decided to build a gym, and they actually started building it immediately as soon as they had some money available.
H.W. Redekop drove the plan of the gymnasium on time and on budget with the MB Church approval. The Red Gym was constructed in 1959 with a cafeteria and 2 labs.
The gym cost $117,000.
At the time, it was considered one of the best and biggest gyms in the city, and students used the facilities for basketball, volleyball, and floor hockey.
Many memorable people have went through the athletics program. Mr. Plett remembers many players and coaches.
I've had the pleasure of coaching here at MBCI for a long time, and we've had a lot of success. We've won many provincial championships. But what's really special about MBCI is, and the Red Gym or the Blue Gym now, the hours and hours of practice that we have put in, girls and guys teams have put in those gyms. And some of the tournament finals have been unbelievable.
When I was in grade 10, the varsity boys were a phenomenal team. And we had a chance to win what was then the Kildonan Conference Varsity Boys Basketball Championship. Hadn't done that in years. And so we had the gym packed out with people with garbage can lids they were banging on and chanting, "Go Hawks, go." And we won that championship with a couple of free throws right at the end of the game. And that was a phenomenal memory.
Well, there was a lot of great athletes that came through MBCI, but I would say the most famous one has to be Cindy Klassen, of course, winning 6 Olympic medals in speed skating. Lucky enough to coach her in grade 9 basketball. Found out what a great athlete she was at that time. She wasn't necessarily the greatest basketball player, but I tell you, was she quick.
In the gym, we used to do concerts in what is now called the Red Gym, but was just called the gym back then because it was the only gym we had. And we had to, first of all, put this big, giant orange tarp over the entire floor in the gym. And then we would carry up all the chairs and stands for the bands and all the percussion. We had to bring this all up the stairs. And then all gym classes had to stop for an entire day because we would have our dress rehearsals in the gym. So it was hard, but we had a chance to perform, and like most schools, we performed in the gym.
Also, the stage was way too high. It sounded good, but you couldn't see everyone.
As a result, the school wanted a space for the student body to be together, especially since they were thinking of expanding the school to 600 students.
The school had already built a state-of-the-art gym at that time for its sports program, but the school had a tremendous music program, so then it was decided that we should provide something for the arts people. And that's how Jubilee Place, this place, came to be about.
In 1987 to 1988, Jubilee Place was opened with the help of the architect Paul Jansen. The auditorium was named in a naming contest won by Mrs. Betty Zanstra. There has since been many changes, such as new flooring, chairs.
So we built additional classrooms along with Jubilee Place, which provided for shops, woodworking, home ec, later on computer studies, so that was also to broaden the program. One thing to make it happen, the most important thing probably, is you had to raise the money. But our community has always supported us. The community that supports MBCI has at that time and continues to do so to this day.
I spent a lot of time doing a lot of music things at MBCI, so junior vocal jazz, junior jazz band, and some of my favorite memories in middle school was getting to do the Brandon Jazz Festival trips and meeting, some of the older grades and getting to perform. Also doing the musicals in middle school and getting to be with some of the high schoolers and other middle schoolers and meeting everyone.
With all your friends and your peers, you get to know other people that you wouldn't necessarily get to hang out with from school, from different grades, and it was also really challenging.
The musical that we did when I was in grade 12 was Fiddler on the Roof, and that was a lot of fun. And I can still sing the songs when I watch Fiddler on the Roof on TV, and so that was another great memory.
I was able to be a part of choreographing Beauty and the Beast. We realized some of the costumes were so big that kids couldn't actually fit backstage, stuck and tripped over each other and weren't appearing when they were supposed to appear. This was not going to work. We fixed it, but it was funny at the time.
As a teacher, of course, I've conducted probably 1,000 concerts in Jubilee Place, maybe more than that. There was one performance, and this is when Mr. Taves was conducting a Christmas concert, and we had the combined bands on stage, and then the combined concert choirs on stage. Performance.
Good evening. Well, I hope we all managed to find seats. What a great problem to have, to pack Jubilee Place on this lovely winter evening and all gather together. Welcome here. What a wonderful place to be gathered to hear some Christmas music tonight for our Christmas concert. We have entered into Advent, a time of waiting, of anticipation. And those of us who have been around for a while know that Christmas is not simply a single day to prepare for. It's a whole season in the church calendar that is set apart to wait. 4 whole weeks designated for us to wait expectantly for things to be different this time. For Christmas, the day of Jesus' birth, to break in and disrupt our normal lives. But that's exactly what we're hoping for reality to be a little less terrible, for the run-up to Christmas Day to be less chaotic or rushed and feel more holy, more healing, more moving up to the center of a feeling of awe and wonder. That we get to be here to witness that little baby being born. And waiting can be really difficult. Don't worry, I won't make you guys wait too long before you're playing. But it can be hard, and we can't wait because there's too much to do. The line that many of us dread hearing, and I kicked myself because I heard myself saying it to someone just the other day. Maybe you can relate. So, are you ready? For Christmas, implying, is your baking done? I just bought mine at the bake sale. Don't worry, I'll pay you still. Is your tree decorated? Presents wrapped? House cleaned? I'm not actually asking you to answer, but thank you. Turkey thawed, everything done and dusted, meals planned, elf on the shelf extravaganza ready to delight the wee ones. Are you kidding me? No, none of those things are done. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Tonight I invite you to interrupt whatever busyness and stress is happening for you, and to borrow a few words from Kate Bowler's Advent invitation, to pause so that this Christmas will be less marked by the hustle and bustle of capitalism and chaos, but instead be one that's just set apart to wait together, to hold our breath in unison and wait. Our hope and prayer is that this evening of music, brought to us by some very special people, will be a way for you and me to make the very act of waiting holy as we anticipate Jesus' birth together. May we experience tonight the hope of Christmas, joy in the midst of sorrow, a love that knows no bounds, and a transcendent peace amidst a world on fire. Jesus cannot be born soon enough. So let's mark a little time together here tonight and consider the waiting for the Prince of Peace. Advent is also a time of waiting. It is a season of patient expectation as we wait not only for the promised Christ child, but the eventual return of Christ the King. Advent also reminds us that things are not as they one day will be, that although war, poverty, sickness, and injustice remain, God is making all things new. Thank you for being here tonight with us. We wish you much joy this Christmas season. Enjoy the concert. And now, gives me great pleasure to hand the mic over to Rhea.
Hello, my name is Rhea. We welcome you to our 2022 MBCI Christmas concert. At last year's Christmas concert, we couldn't have an audience and everyone watched online. Tonight we have an audience and you can still watch online. We begin with the Grade 6 concert band, which is having a lot of fun learning their new instruments. Their selection, Christmas Mashup, is what you would expect. A mashup of several Christmas carols and songs. If you want to try naming them all, there are 7 in total, or just sit back and enjoy.
Hello, my name is Josh. The grade 7 concert band will also play a mashup of Christmas tunes, but their selection, Carol of the Kings, includes just 2. We Three Kings, written by John Henry Hopkins Jr., was the first widely popular Christmas carol written in the United States. Carol of the Bells comes from Ukraine. The song was well received at its first performance, then disappeared as the Soviet Union took hold in Ukraine. Today it became a classic carol the world over, covered by many artists.
The intermediate concert band is made up of students in grade 8 and 9. Their selection, entitled The Carolers, includes as many tunes as the grade 6s played. Written by James Curnow, The Carolers has become a frequently performed arrangement by concert bands of all ages, including many adult community bands. The composer asks you to imagine walking down a street on Christmas Eve, hearing groups of carolers come and go between homes, all singing different melodies at the same time.
Hello, my name is Robin. The senior concert band is made up of students in grade 10 to 12 and presents a Christmas 3. In contrast to the other bands, you'll hear each tune one at a time. Our senior music students have endured and thrived through a year and a half of pandemic and are thankful to be back doing all the things that build our program: festivals, trips, jazz, and opportunities to serve, performing in seniors' homes, churches, and other schools. In April, we will present Shrek the Musical, our first production since 2019. This Christmas, we have lots to celebrate and be thankful for. But the reason for the season is remembering the birth of Christ Jesus, the Savior of the world.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again so much for coming out. It's awesome to have such a full house. Again, I'm Scott Reimer, the choral teacher here. I work with all the 5s, 6s, and 7s, and then also the grade 8 to 12 choirs. We're going to start the choral portion of our evening with a mass choir song. This is all the grade 5s to 12s who are in choir at MBCI. And so we're starting with a song called Hope for Resolution. One of our Sundays of Advent, the theme is hope. This time of year, we're reminded of hope. And this song was actually written in honor of the end of apartheid in Africa, South Africa. It is a juxtaposition. In fact, here, let me read. In its juxtaposition of a European chant melody that many of you will recognize, and an anti-apartheid song from South Africa, this piece is a celebration of diversity. The arrangement reflects our respect for divergent musical styles and points us toward our innate, though sometimes neglected, potential for peaceful coexistence. So this song was written in the late 1990s, in honor of Mandela and de Klerk, who played instrumental roles in bringing apartheid to an end in South Africa. The chant melody, the European chant melody, of the Father's love begotten, ere the worlds began to be. He is Alpha and Omega, He the source, the ending, He. And it goes on to speak of Christ being born and the reason that He came to earth. In the other song that you're going to hear, the language is isiZulu, the language of Zulu, which is one of the 11 national languages in South Africa. And the translation is roughly, nation, do not cry. Jehovah will protect us. We will attain freedom. Jehovah will protect us. So this song, Hope for Resolution, will kick off our choral portion. After that, I'm going to hand over the mic, and students are going to host you for the rest of the evening. Thank you again so much for being here. Please enjoy.
name is Kyla, and standing behind me is the grade 7 concert choir. This evening, we will be performing Joy to the World, an Old English Christmas carol that was written by a minister/hymn writer, Isaac Watts. The lyrics are an interpretation of Psalms 98, celebrating the birth of Jesus. This version you'll be hearing this evening is from an old broadcast of Back to the Bible, complete with trumpet and chimes.
Christmas carols. Everybody loves them, right? Around this time of year, you might hear them on the radio or from carolers at the mall. You might sing them at a holiday party or a family gathering. The song that the intermediate concert choir will be singing for you now is a whirlwind of well-known carols packed into 90 joyful seconds. As we sing, count up the carols for a chance to win a prize.
Joy
Was arranged by Carl Stroman, a song about spending time with loved ones on a fire on a snowy day. It was written in July of 1945 in a heat wave by Sammy Cann and Joel Stein. They were thinking of cooler conditions.
Mic check 1.
Mic check 2.
Mic check 3.
Mic check 4.
Mic check 5.
Mic check 6.
Mic check 7.
Mic check 8.
Mic check 9.
Mic check 10.
Mic check 11.
Mic check 12.
Mic check 13.
Mic check 14.
Mic check 15. Mic check 16.
Ice cream.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, then all the way home I'll be warm. And the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, then all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, 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 let it snow.
Good evening. The next song we will perform is What Child Is This?, arranged by Miles Ramsey. Set to the tune of Green Sleeves, this old carol is about how much Jesus was adored in his first moments, as angels and shepherds watched over him, and as Mary sang him a lullaby. Part of the song talks about how kings and peasants both would be given an equal chance at being saved by Jesus, the King of Kings who brings salvation for all of us. Our soloist for this song will be Narelle. Enjoy.
And we'll actually give Narelle this mic just to kick her up a little bit at her solo.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap, lay sleeping? The angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our King. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him praise, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, come peasant king to own him, the King of Kings, salvation bring, let loving hearts enthrone him. Praise the song on high, the Virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary, the babe, the Son of Mary.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So, as some of you know, Frosty the Snowman is a song that was featured in the popular Christmas movie of the same name from the early 1950s. This tune is about a snowman who comes to life after a group of children build him and place a magical top hat on his head. They have lots of fun playing together before the sun's heat causes him to melt away, but he reassures the children that he will return someday. This song seems to hold a special place in many people's hearts as a nostalgic reminder of their childhood. Perhaps for some of you too. I would encourage you to see if you can track the melody from voice to voice as you listen. Without further ado, here is Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, Frosty the Snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a red button nose and two eyes blue. Frosty the Snowman was a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Thump-thump-a-dee-thump-thump-thump-thump. Oh, Frosty the Snowman, and the sun was hot that day, so he sat down down to the village with a broomstick in his hand, running here and there on the skirts, saying, "Catch me
If you can." He led them down the streets of town, right to the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard him holler,
"Stop!"
Oh, Frosty the Snowman had to hurry on his way. When he waved goodbye, saying, "Don't you cry,
I'll be back again someday."
thumpity-thump, thumpity-thump-thump, look at Frosty go. Our senior concert choir will now sing I Wonder as I Wander, arranged by the famous English choral arranger and composer Josh Rutter. This song originates from the Appalachian region of the USA and was collected and transcribed from the young traveling evangelist Annie Morgan. It is written in a pensive minor key which starkly illuminates the profound meaning of Christmas and why Jesus came to earth.
As I wander out under the sky, sad
invite up the intermediate and 5s and 6s now.
Good evening. The grades 5 and 6 choir will now sing a song called Winter's Night, which is from Northern Europe. We will be singing Vaiana throughout the song, but there is no meaning to these words. They are just sounds. Winter's Night is intended to create the image of a cold and peaceful winter's night. The stars are twinkling in the nighttime sky. Fir branches sway in the chilly breeze. And somewhere nearby there is a little stone cottage. You can hear laughter and joy from within, and you can see warm light streaming through its windows. Feel free to keep that picture in your mind as we sing. This song will continue seamlessly into our final mass choir of the night, Away in the Manger. This well-known Christmas carol illuminates Jesus, who came to earth as a baby and was born in a lowly stable. In this song, we ask Jesus to draw near and prepare us for the glory of God's kingdom. This is why we celebrate Christmas. Jesus came to earth to save us. We hope you enjoy Winter's Night and Away in the Manger.
Thank you so much for coming. Have a blessed Christmas tide.